Hey everybody, welcome to Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe. This is episode 17 called The Burg. I'm Allie and I'm joined tonight with Joseph Rush, the CEO of the American All-Star Series. Joe, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great, Allie. Excited for tonight's show. I'm here at Beckley Motor Speedway. There's cars on the track behind me. Excited for tonight's show. Excited for our guest tonight, Raymond Shepard. We'll have him in here with us in just a few seconds. He's at his track. He's always at his track. That's what's so awesome about Raymond and Wartburg Speedway. All right, so Allie's having some issues there. Looks like technology-wise tonight. Can you hear us now, Allie? All right, so it appears Allie's having some technical difficulties. Can't hear us. I don't think she can. So want to remind you to check out all our website, crateracing.com. Facebook's at American Crate All-Star Series. Instagram at AAS.Pro Late Models. Twitch, All-Star Series. TikTok, AAS Pro Late Models. We're on YouTube with the American All-Star Series. And Twitter at American Crate All-Star Series. Allie, can you hear us now?
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what the deal is. If I go out, I'm sorry.
Okay, so, Allie, we got some great Off the Dirt merch. I wear it tonight. Landstone Designs has helped us out with that. Why don't you tell the folks about Firefly Token?
Yeah, tonight, as normal, Firefly's back for segment 1. Firefly is a unique hybrid token that rewards long-term holders with a team of dedicated developers and engaged community. It's also a token you can feel good about investing in. Each transfer or sale incurs a 15% burn rate, 5% of which goes directly to charitable causes. For us at Firefly, the primary cause we support is the conservation of fireflies. The global population is approaching extinction, and with your support, we hope to reverse that trend. So, Joe, I haven't asked you since last week, so how's the token doing?
Token's doing great, Allie. It just keeps growing and growing. And Josh Patch said, "Are those race cars?" Yeah, we're practicing here at Beckley tonight. Rained out Saturday. Randy's got cars on the track here for the first time, and things are going great. So, things with Firefly are great. We got SaveTheFirefly.com. Check it out and support the token.
For sure. Well, then also you need to support the app that we've been pushing to you guys, Racetrack Connection. It's a social media for all of racing. Any kind of racing you can think about is on Racetrack Connection. So download the app, and it's out for Android and Apple.
Yeah, Racetrack Connection is a great app. It's got a lot of great tools and options, and it's great to use. So, Racetrack Connection is good, and I love it. So, a lot of good things going on there with it. Check out Sherman's app. Sherman does a great job. So, without further ado, Allie, what do you say we bring in tonight's guest?
Sounds good. Well, we're going to welcome in Raymond from Wartburg Speedway.
All right, so let's bring Raymond in. Raymond, how are you tonight, buddy? Ready for All-Star Wars?
Yes, sir. I'm always ready for a weekly race. And when the crates come, they put a good show on. And it's crazy. You got a lot of good drivers.
Yeah, it's been a really good season so far. We're averaging, I think, 37.5 cars or something like that right now. So I'm really looking forward to this weekend. Wartburg is a lot of our drivers' favorite tracks. Logan Roberson's going to make his return this weekend to the series. He's decided to race a little more local this year, but he's coming back just for Wartburg Speedway.
Yeah, I remember last year when he came, he said, man, I took the GPS and I got on this side road. He said, man, there's a lot of people looking at me with this big rig coming through here. And I told him, I said, man, don't go through that GPS. I told him the best way to get out here. And it was just crazy. I mean, that's the first time he ever seen this place. And, he ran pretty good. Him, Booger, and Booger Brooks, they put a good show on. Welsham and all the other guys, Teague. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, this year's show I'm sure is going to be great as well. We got some guys coming from the Carolinas for the first time, so they may end up on that side road on the way in this time. But Raymond, one thing I really want to talk to you about tonight is when you chose to own a racetrack or getting back into owning a racetrack. What made you choose Wartburg Speedway? Why Wartburg, and what made you just choose to own a racetrack? Because it's a lot of work.
It is, but I've been around racing for a long time, and me and my family, we worked up here a couple of years before I bought it. And then we worked at I-75 and everything. And Wartburg was just, I don't know. that year I was here helping out and working it, man, I met a lot of good people up in this area, and it's just, you just get a good relationship with this community. Is it's just great how this community is in this area. They support this place, and you know when we ask them about bike races and stuff, you wouldn't believe how many fans and drivers that pitch in and give a little bit, candy toss to the kids. I mean, it's a great thing for the sport.
For sure. Well, you owning Wartburg, I want to know, what is your most memorable race as a track owner that you've had at Wartburg?
All right, that's a good question because, man, we've had some doozies here. I'm talking, one of our 4th of July with the steelhead guys, man, it was dicing and slicing, and with you guys last year with the All-Star crates, it was awesome. But the one I'm going to have to say, that really is that Kennedy race when Drew Kennedy won that race and Milkman finished second. The memorial race of his brother and everything. When I got up here in Victory Lane, man, it was so emotional. And I'd have to say that was one of my greatest to be a part of, when I got up there in Victory Lane and just all the emotions and everything.
Yeah, I'm sure the emotions were high. I can't imagine what it must have been like for Drew to win that race. But I want to talk to you about your track prep because, Raymond, you always are posting pictures showing your work through the week, the things that you're doing there at the track. So you obviously take great pride in your track prep. Tell us about the ritual. What do you do through the week? Start on like maybe your Sunday, your Monday, wherever you start working, and tell us about how you get that track so good every week.
Well, most time we'll usually come up here Monday, check everything out, walk the track, get a few things off from it. And then Keith Longmire, man, he's one of the best guys in the sport. I mean, he is one top-notch guy in this community also. He's been grading this place. I think he reopened it in 83, if I'm not mistaken. But he has graded this track for years. And I try to watch him, but, man, he is so smooth on that grader. You can't even see him move the levers and everything. But what we usually do is we'll start grading it. We'll roll it in. Then what we'll do, we'll have about 3 to 4 people walking the track, getting the rocks and the screwdrivers and all the tools off the track, and and we'll roll it in, wet it, and it takes a couple of days to get it where we need it, but we've been lucky. It's been pretty smooth and pretty racy. That first race of the year, you had 2 of my steelhead guys, man. You had Anthony and Eddie King. You thought they was going to tear the wall down. They was putting the slide jobs on every corner. It was just great. But, we take pride up here at Wartburg with the track prep. I've got Raymond Hamby and them helps me out. But we do a lot of work that people don't see. We make sure, when Friday night comes, we'll come here late at night after the sun goes down, and we'll put about 3 or 4 loads on it, and then we'll get up Saturday morning. He's usually up here about 8 o'clock, and then we just start watering it and just kind of keep an eye on it all day. And when we roll it in, man, it's usually pretty good. Every now and then it might blow a little dust, but other than that, it's pretty smooth and racy.
Yeah, I love it. Definitely one of my favorite tracks to visit. Michael Lloyd says the legend of Keith Longmire. So just like you were mentioning there. So it is an awesome. I love it and love to come there.
Yeah, I've only been there once, but I'll enjoy the racing. I think it puts on a great show. But talk to us about the rest of your schedule. What are some other events that you have other than the American All-Stars?
Well, we've got the Memorial Day weekend race we have on Sunday. And it's usually we throw 2,000 at the steelhead guys and give everybody a little bit more money. Then we'll go to, 1st June, Friday, June the 3rd, we'll have that Ducky Memorial race. And We're going to have a crate and a steelhead that night. And then we have like June the 18th, we'll have an all cancer awareness race. And then, of course, July the 3rd, we usually bring the topless in for our big fireworks show. And we have a big late model race then. And then we've got Friday, August the 5th, we got the Kennedy race. It's 10,000. And, it's a big turnout there too. So, and then, we usually shut down probably around second week of September. Then we start working on this place, trying to upgrade other things that we didn't have time to last year. So, we're always working. Even everybody says, well, you need to race longer. Well, if we race longer, it gets too bad up here where we can't put dirt on the track and things like that. So, like I said, we take pride in things we do up here. And I've got an awesome crew, staff. I even got my little grandbaby up here picking up trash with my wife and them on Mondays when they pick up trash. My little grandkids up here just running around helping his mama pick up trash. So it's a great thing. Our family's all involved in this thing. Even when we sat down and talked about getting it, we was all involved. All my 3 girls, they all work up here, and we have a good time.
That's awesome. That's actually the next thing I was going to ask you about. Was your family operation there, because it is very much a family operation. So, tell us about how y'all work together. You mentioned your wife a little bit, and your grandkids picking up trash. How do people? How does your family all help on race night?
Well, my middle daughter, she usually she does the transponders for me, and my youngest daughter, she's 14. She'll run around here with her head cut off, and I'll throw her in the concession stand sometimes. She gets mad at me a little bit. But no, she usually helps at the gate and things like that. And my oldest daughter, she just helps her mom up there a little bit on taking money up and a little bit of everything wherever we need her. So, our families, we've been in the racing since my little girls was little. They've been to the racetrack with me every week. So, it's a good thing that we've all, this sport we love it, it's in their family. So we love it and we enjoy it. Is every night a great? No, you have crazy nights, but other than that, it's an awesome sport.
Yeah, we're really excited, and we do televise ours on pay-per-view, so it kind of gives you a chance for maybe some fans that are back home in the Carolinas to watch it on American All-Stars TV, which, that's what we want to do. We want to bring new people to your track eventually. They check it out on pay-per-view this weekend, and maybe they'll come with us next season to your track. So I really want people to see the little gym hidden away in East Tennessee there of Wartburg Speedway. Before we let you go, Raymond, I really appreciate you. You've been so good to the series over the years. Tell us who sponsors you and who helps you keep the lights on and the gates open there at Wartburg Speedway.
All right. I've got Schubert's Funeral Home, and I've got Red's Muffler Shop, and JB Asphalt Paving, Mission Transport, Lowe's Towing, Vanover's Concrete, Turpin's Automotive, Morgan County Hardware, Matlock Trophies and Decal, and Dirt Rich TV. These guys, some of them, a lot of them's local guys that helps us out on some of the big races and everything. You couldn't do it without the sponsorship and the guys that's backing you a little bit on them.
Yeah, absolutely. One more thing before I let you go, Raymond. Some people have asked me about the weather, and I remember that first year there was some weather, and it shows the weather moving out by 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. So as far as I'm concerned, and working with you in the past, you're going to race if it's out there by 10 o'clock on Saturday.
Yep, as long as, it just depends on how much we get Friday, but most likely I'm going to try to get her in because, I've had a lot of phone calls, and like I say, I'm going to try my best. We're going to try our best to get it in. I hope it moves out earlier, but we're going to try to get the show in.
All right, that's great, Raymond. We appreciate you. You got anything else you need to say in closing before we let you go tonight?
No, I just, like I say, I appreciate you guys for the invite, and I just want to thank everybody here at Wartburg, all my staff, fans, and drivers and all the good people that stands behind us up here. So I do want to appreciate them. If it wasn't for everybody, we can't do this, what we love to do. So I want to appreciate everybody here.
Absolutely. All right, Raymond. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you, as always, for having the American All-Star Series this season. We look forward to seeing you Saturday.
All right.
Thank you, Raymond.
See you guys Saturday. Thank y'all.
See you then.
All right, bye.
Well, as Raymond said, none of this would be possible without any kind of sponsors. And before we start talking about the weekend, let's go ahead and hear a quick word from our title sponsor, the American All-Star Series, PPM Racing Products.
When you start with the strongest American steel, apply the smartest techniques. Let artesian quality craftsmen do the work. What you end up with is just built better than anything else you can get.
Welcome back to Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe, presented by M&M Septic Services. We just talked to the owner of Wartburg Speedway. And Joe, before we get into Wartburg this weekend, let's talk about Racetrack Connection again.
Yeah, Racetrack Connection is an awesome app for fans, for drivers, for everybody involved. Can't wait to see it continue to grow. Sherman is doing a great job. I'm not sure if he's going to be with us at Wartburg. He's visited us he's been at I-75 and he was at Lake Cumberland. So Sherman's watching. And Sherman, we hope to have you this weekend. And it's just a great app. Allie, I know you're going to try to help get some drivers signed up this weekend, even if you have to say, hey, give me your phone. But, racers are sometimes their own worst enemy when it comes to free promotional products.
For sure. And the app is free. It's completely free to all people on the App Store and the Play Store. So download it just so you can put your profile in there so fans can see you and sponsors, and you can sell your side product too.
Yeah, it's going to be great. We just need more and more people using it, and hopefully they will. So, Allie, we just had Raymond on, and he is very passionate about Wartburg Speedway, which I love and I think is awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what tracks need nowadays, is especially weekly tracks. They need an owner that takes pride in what they're owning and pride in what they're running there at the racetrack. So it's really awesome to see how much pride he takes into his track prep, into his staff, and also into the races he puts on. And then even the pride he takes in having the American All-Stars there.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's let me do my All-Star Wars, which is not really a racing related for a lot of people. But hey, there's some other race fans out there that like Star Wars. And, the race name came from the first race we ever had there was on May 4th. So May the 4th be with you. I'm sure you've heard people say that. So it's, I have a lot of fun when I go to Wartburg. His family's just all so nice and so kind when you're there. They treat you like you're part of the family, just like all their fans and everything. Everybody just acts like a part of the family there. And the fans that are there every week. So, it's pretty awesome to see. I love it there.
Yeah. And I've only been there once, but I'm super excited to have our drivers there and our tour there. But this weekend on May 7th, we're having a $2,500 to win at Wartburg Speedway. So it's going to be an amazing weekend and another amazing American All-Star race. Yeah,
Jason Welshon had one kind of taken away from him by one of his buddies last year. So it looked like he was on track to win. Logan Roberson was right in the mix. I mean, it was 3 cars under a blanket, 3 wide sometimes, battling for the lead. So I just can't wait to see what happens with the 2022 edition. This will be the 4th scheduled time we've been there. We lost the 2020 edition to COVID. Of course, that got in the way. The first season we had to wait like 4 weeks. We had a rained out, and finally we got the race in. But, looking at the weather, like Raymond said, as long as it doesn't rain too much Friday, we should be good to go and have a great weekend this weekend at Wartburg Speedway.
For sure. And then also, as Michael Lloyd says, if it goes out by 10, it's going to be fast. It's going to be awesome. And you know how fast our 604s go, or any 604 for that matter. But it's going to be certainly an awesome weekend and some certainly good racing.
Absolutely. So I also want to apologize for not having any headphones tonight. Still getting used to being having a new home for the podcast here at Beckley Motor Speedway. but I forgot to bring them with me. So you can hear the cars rumbling behind me. But hey, what better sound to listen to while we're talking about dirt racing?
Yeah, definitely some dirt cars. What class is out there right now?
Right now it's street stocks are out there right now. So
you can tell, I hear it now.
Yeah, the late models were out there just a few minutes ago. I think there were some super late models here tonight too. It sounded, by the sound of them, it sounded like there were some supers out there. But Randy's doing a great job here at Beckley, and I really appreciate him giving me the space at the track to do the podcast each and every week. Normally there wouldn't be a practice, but he lost his practice last week, and there's some new girls training to score here, and cars didn't get on the track till after we started the podcast, but I showed them what to do, and I think they've got things under control over there. It seems like they're having fun and shooting some videos and things over there right now.
That's good. Well, we're going to push aside Beckley. We may talk about it here in a few minutes, but Wartburg Speedway this weekend, May 7th, my graduation day, but Wartburg Speedway on May 7th for $2,500 to win. We can't wait to see you guys there, but before we move on to the next segment, let's hear a quick word from PPM Racing Products, the title sponsor of the American All-Star Series.
When you start with the strongest American steel, apply the smartest techniques. Let artesian quality craftsmen do the work. What you end up with is just built better than anything else you can get.
Welcome back to Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe, presented by M&M Safety Services. We've talked about Wartburg. Now let's talk about Racetrack Connection again.
Yeah, I got a little jumped the gun there a little bit with my banner. Sorry about that. But, Racetrack Connection, as I've said, is a great app. I hope that all the fans that are watching, all the drivers that are watching, go download it. Drivers, there's a driver version. Fans, there's a fan version. Type in Racetrack Connection. You'll see which one. Sign up for the one you need. Crew members, you guys would just sign up under the fan version. Unless you're going to run your driver's profile, then you would sign up for your driver. So a lot of great things there going on. But with Racetrack Connection, drivers can look for sponsors. Drivers can sell things. Fans on race night can chat. And if the driver's on there, driver can chat with the fan. So that's pretty awesome. You can take pictures. Now, the chats do go away, but if you take pictures, you send pictures, maybe a driver's in the pit area can send you a picture of themselves in their car or something, you can save that. So that's a pretty cool feature for Racetrack Connection.
Yeah, it certainly is. And this weekend, if you're a driver and you're watching this, I will be in your pit trying to get you to download Racetrack Connection. So if I ask for your phone, then don't worry about it. I'll just download it, and then we'll build you a profile, and then we're all going to be on Racetrack Connection.
Yeah, so guys, if Allie asks for it, you give it. So she is our media person, so please help her and do what you need to do there. Allie's having some connection issues. Hopefully she'll have that worked out next week, so we lost her there for a little bit. But the next thing we're going to talk about tonight is a look at the weekly point standings. Allie, welcome back.
Sorry.
That's all right. So weekly points, we're getting into full gear. We're at May now, and most of the weekly tracks, except for Beckley, have kicked off and are well underway.
Yep. Hayden Cardwell coming in strong, starting his season great with Rusty Webb's race team. He's won 2 American All-Star races, and Wartburg's one of his favorite tracks, so I'm assuming he's going to perform well this weekend. But Hayden Cardwell is coming in really, really strong through the American All-Star weekly points as well as the touring points. So I'm excited to see how much the bottom is going to try to push Hayden Cardwell off the top.
Absolutely, Cody. Good to have you, Sherman. I'm glad you're watching tonight. But yeah, AJ told me that he wants to have 12 wins on the weekly points series by the end. I think he said the end of July. So he's aiming high and going for that championship again. Hayden is chasing the double championship and the $5,000 bonus that we put up at the beginning of the year. So, those two are probably going to battle it out up top of the point standings. Volunteer Speedway also back as a weekly track, promoted by Dalton Lamb and Vic Hill down there at Bulls Gap, Tennessee. I think that those two, that should be a pretty tight battle. So.
And Hayden is really really likes the gap too. He used to run there a lot, so I'm sure he'll be making his appearance there too. But and then you have Jesse Lowe, not really he hasn't shown up at Lake Cumberland yet. I mean, he didn't for the touring, but he's making a run for the weekly point.
Yeah, as long as Crossville's up and running and everything's going good over there, I'm sure as long as car is good, Jesse will be a contender for the weekly championship. Our first season, he swept the races at Crossville, so look out for Jesse to make a push for the weekly championship this season.
Yeah, and he's definitely having a better year than he did last year. Making some pushes towards the front in his races, and then putting some weekly points on the board. So it's definitely going to be an interesting weekly point shake-up towards the end of the year.
Yeah, and a lot of other great drivers right there in the hunt. Ronnie Martin Jr., Shannon Thornsberry, Garrett McLeod signed up this year, Kobe Gallion. Who knows who's going to win this weekly deal? We're just in May. I did say we're in full swing, but we're still a long ways from October when the weekly points season ends.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's going to be really interesting to see who comes from behind, who may have some trouble up towards the top, and then people who are in the middle of the pack or towards the bottom run towards the top too. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. So can't wait to keep watching. And with getting tracks like Volunteer Speedway and Beckley Motor Speedway open, you're going to have some new players come into the field as well that'll be competing for that weekly championship this season.
And if you want to look at the touring points or the weekly point standings, just check out crateracing.com, and it'll all be there for you to look at.
And some people struggle with the mobile version. There's 3 lines up on the top right. You click that, it gives you a drop-down menu. You can get the rules, you can get to the schedule, you can get to anything you want to on crateracing.com.
Yep. Well, Joe, anything else you want to talk about the weekly points?
I think that's pretty much covered what we've got going on in the weekly series right now. I think Ricky is supposed to join us for the blooper section. I hope he didn't forget. I didn't remind him. We did ask him last week, so we're going to send him an invite while we hear a word from our sponsors. What do you say?
Sounds good. None of this would be possible without the American All-Star Series sponsors, so here's a quick list of those. I still need Welcome back to Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe, presented by M&M Services. We've had a decently short show, or one of our shortest show, actually, of the history of Off the Dirt. But not really much to talk about when we get racing this weekend. But then this segment could take a lot longer than it usually does, considering we have a special guest for the blooper segment, Ricky Green, also known as Bob. Yeah,
we'll have Bob in here in just a second. Travis Surratt giving me a hard time. He was trying to get me to talk on the mic and test it here at the Speedway earlier, and I wouldn't do it. So I told him I wasn't a mic person, but he's fussing at me because I'm doing live videos. So, all right. So let's bring Bob in. We got a competition for your spot on the show, Allie.
What's up, guys?
You're getting a stare.
I see that.
Hey, Ricky. Hey, you know that part in Talladega Nights when Ricky walks in and he's like, "Hey, Mama, hey, Ricky." You know that part? No. That's my part. How are you, Ricky?
I'm all right. It's Monday. It's almost over, so another day closer.
So make your case. Why should Bob replace Allie on Off the Dirt?
I think she made my case. Bob didn't quite flake out as many times. We might have had some technical difficulties early on, but we're here. The show would be a lot smoother. We have to, we get the little black box, little spinning circle waiting on Allie to get back in, and she comes back in, and
I'm leaving.
No, she does a great job. I don't want her job.
She does. We got you here, Ricky. That's a pretty good case, but I told her she did need to get her internet fixed by next week. Figure that out. But Ricky, you heard Raymond on earlier. You heard Raymond on earlier talking about Wartburg. What do you know about Wartburg? What are your thoughts as we get ready to head to another little bull ring?
I don't really know a thing about Wartburg other than some of the videos I've seen, and just trying to watch some of the races there and see where you need to be at. And I watched some of them from this year and years past. So looks like a fun little place. Of course, it's another small track, so I can't wait till we get to some of these bigger tracks.
Well, you're going to use your drop race at Isom this first time. So after we get through Wartburg for you, it's Smoky and Withful.
That's right. Well, I don't know. I mean, if we don't get better, we went and raced our street stocks past 2 weeks and we weren't very good. So I may not use my drop race if we can't get any better. And I don't feel like we probably have the best piece to take this year, but we're going to work on it. So I'll probably use my drop race for the Isom unless it rains out, and then I won't have to.
I've heard a couple of you hoping for rainouts here lately. William Blankenship's got some stuff going on. He's hoping for a rainout on one of our races. So actually, he's hoping for 2 rainouts, so he doesn't have to use the drop race at all. But I think that we'd love to have you at Isom, but I understand you're what you've done there. So I want to explain this for Cody real quick. So drivers at Volunteer Speedway, you can sign up. Stevie should have forms, or Dalton. One of those guys, I can get them forms so they need them, or drivers can get them on crateracing.com. There's 10 races at Volunteer. They'll use 2 double points races, so that's 12 races, which is what we require, we take your best 12 races. So if you only run 12 races and you're strong at the Gap, you're probably going to get some money. Gary Crittenden did a great job, got some money from the Gap running weekly last year, so that's how weekly racing works. All right, so Bob, where do you think you're going to finish this week? What's our outlook?
Well, I heard him talking about weather. I've been looking up the weather. I don't know if it gets really rough. Probably not good. I don't like the rough. But we would love to be able to. I think my best finish for the American All-Star Series is, well, I won one last year, but other than that, my best finish is like 10th or 8th or so. So I would love to be, around the top 5, just to have a good race and not tear anything up for a change. I didn't put a new nose rack on. We just because some of the videos I watched, we're just gonna beat some of the body panels out and put the old nose back on for this race. So looks like it'll be a little bit of it's probably gonna be some body damage. Looks like the case there sometimes. So I don't know, just to come out of there, with a good finish and not a lot of damage would be great.
We did have our only big one we've ever had there last year, so I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm looking forward to it. Ricky, I appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your evening to come on and hang out with us. Allie, you got anything else you want to say to Ricky before we let him go tonight?
Well, I just want to ask, did you, racing on Lake Cumberland, like a smaller track, did you learn anything that you're going to bring towards Wartburg to perform better at Wartburg on the smaller tracks if you don't like them?
No, of course you learn a little bit here and there, and Lake Cumberland's, it's a totally different place. It's small, it's kind of flat, so you can't really. We have some. I've raced on some smaller stuff, but just kind of, the smaller stuff that I race on is so wide, and Lake Cumberland was so small and narrow. So, I guess just to the biggest part is going to learn how, to be patient and kind of not push the issue, kind of what I did there at Lake Cumberland, and got myself in a bad spot and ended up, hurting our chances at a good finish.
Yeah, but you got back out there and got some points. So, which is a story we've told. But, Ricky, I appreciate you joining us tonight and taking a few minutes out of your evening and hanging out with us. And we'll look forward to seeing you Saturday at Wartburg.
Yeah,
the
look
show
forward
is
to seeing
still
you.
Allie and Joe.
We'll see.
That's all I'm
You
gonna
better
say.
you better get your internet fixed. No, I actually did forget about you. I'm glad you said something, but it worked out.
How does the co-host in the running forget about the show?
Because there was no post made or anything. I think you fell down on your job about that, and everybody kind of forgot about the show tonight.
Listen, I'm trying to graduate college right now, and I don't have time to worry about posting
That's not
on
an
Instagram.
excuse. That's not an excuse.
Tell her, Ricky.
Bye, Bob.
She's just removing you from the show now.
Yeah.
I'm
Good thing
sorry
she
to
doesn't
do
have
that.
administrative privileges, does she?
She does.
Oh.
Bye, Ricky. Oh, welcome back.
Oh, see, she felt
glad
bad about it.
See, I'm nice.
All right, Ricky. Well, we do appreciate you stopping in here in the bloopers segment tonight. This is one of my favorite segments on the show, and we do wish you the best of luck this weekend at Wartburg. We look forward to seeing you Saturday.
Yeah, we'll see you guys.
See you then. Thank you, buddy.
Bye.
All right, Allie. Well, a few other bloopers we made tonight. I did forget to click. I jumped the gun on segment 3. Got excited. And otherwise, other than your little black,
The black background, I clicked it. I guess it didn't change, but
your
I
little
did
white
click it.
spinny circle, that's
Yeah.
according to Bob, that's a problem.
And we're blaming it on Kindle because this isn't my Wi-Fi.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right.
Blame it on the 602 driver.
That's right. Come race with us this weekend. Be fun. Small track. Little motors can do it. So, little motors matter. So,
I don't know. He's working on front end right now. So
I got you. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, Ellie, it's been a great show. Next week we'll have Wartburg's winner on with us, and we might try to drag a weekly driver in with us during the second segment if we can find one willing to do it. Those weekly guys aren't as antsy to chat. AJ will talk to us, but most of them aren't as antsy to chat. But hopefully we can drag our winner in here from Wartburg and have another great show next week.
Sounds good. Well, next week will be Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as usual, with the winner of Wartburg this weekend for $2,500 to win. So we can't wait to see you guys on Saturday. Weather's gonna move out, so be there. But that's the dirt for Off the Dirt with Allie and Joe. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.